Well, greetings once again, horror and food fanatics. Oh boy, we're in full swing for October now, and of course that means pumpkin spice everything. So how could I resist? And of course, one of the great vices of my life is beer. So naturally, I had to get the O'Fallon Brewery Pumpkin Sampler. I have done one of these just about each year for several years now. And this may not be Frightful Fitness friendly, but it sure is tasty. O'Fallon I'm actually quite fond of, particularly these samplers, because they release an updated one every year with some new and different flavors added in. Let's get a look at what they've got to offer us here. We've got just the regular pumpkin beer. We've got the salted caramel. I believe I reviewed that before. Jacko Latte and, a maple bacon flavor. Well, that certainly sounds exotic. So without further ado, let's get on to the taste test. Okay, so to start us off, we've got just the regular O'Fallon pumpkin beer. That's their normal flavor, and there's really no legend on this one, just the statement, we love beer. Hey, who doesn't? And I do believe I have reviewed this one in the past, so let's see if they changed the formula up any since then. Color pours pretty nice, I think. Definitely darker than your average lager, but you expect that. And honestly, not a whole lot of like pumpkin or spice coming off the nose there. Just as I recall, the last time I reviewed this, it was pretty bland as far as pumpkin beer goes. I'm not expecting much, but it's worth it to see if they change anything. Here's to you. Yeah, no, they didn't change anything. Which is not bad. I mean, hey, stick with what works. They obviously sell enough of it to keep doing it every year. But just personal preference, if I'm doing a pumpkin spice beer, that's what I want. I want some spice. I want to have some nutmeg, some cinnamon, maybe even a little bit of like something hotter, like a cayenne or a chili. There was one I tried called Atomic last year that was really, really good, and that had that little background heat. This, it's just really watery and bland, and I mean, you can taste pumpkin, just nothing else, which kind of lets you down. I am going to finish it, though. Okay, so next we have one that I believe also I did before, and in my opinion, the best out of their sampler packs, at least thus far, the salted caramel. That's probably going to put a lot of people off. You don't like a whole lot of exotic flavors in your beer. This one is decent, though, as I recall, so we'll see if they change the formula up. And, you know, just looking at the pour there compared to the previous one, this one definitely has a bit more of like a caramelly color to it. The other one was just more like plain orange, almost like a Blue Moon. This one, it's a little darker, and you can see that they put more effort into it. I don't see any specks, that's good. So let's try, oh yeah, like right off the first whiff, you get a saltiness. Not overpowering, this is not saltwater taffy, and you can detect that caramel. And I forgot to mention, there's no legend on this one either, just we love beer. But the flavor, as I recall, is kind of almost like malty, which maybe you don't like the malt beverages, but hey, I don't mind them. And it's definitely sweeter than your typical like pumpkin beer. Not a terrible thing. Again, I prefer the spice, but a little sweet doesn't hurt. And just a really great balance of flavor. So let's give this a shot. Yep, they didn't change anything, and that's not a bad thing in this case. All I can really say is that it almost tastes like a really mild caramel candy with a little bit of pumpkin flavor in the back. Which maybe they should try making the pumpkin a little stronger because it is, after all, a pumpkin beer. But I do not mind this one at all. I actually enjoy it. So we'll see if the other flavors that they added for this year in particular stand up to the test. I'm a little hesitant on this one. This is a Jacko Latte. I gotta be honest, I don't like these like coffee-infused beers. This one does have a legend. Jack is back in the lineup once again this year, obviously. Jacko Latte is a pumpkin coffee milk stout aged on coffee beans. Please pardon me. Flaked oats, lactose, and coffee malt accentuate the latte character of this beer. We use our house-made spiced tea to lend the spice seasonal flavor. Don't be afraid of the dark. This creamy stout is everything that's drinkable and fitting for the season. Well, Honestly, stouts are not really my thing to begin with, so this one has me just a little bit hesitant of what I'm subjecting myself to. Well, definitely I'm getting that almost like a creamy kind of infusion there. Very much like, you know, when you pour a layer of really heavy beaten cream on top of coffee. But on beer, that's really not what I want. So here we go. Okay, that's not terrible. It's still darker and more bitter than I like. The like malty flavor from that cream infusion there, it's not too strong, so it's tolerable. And I'm definitely tasting that coffee infusion, which is not to my taste. And I actually love coffee. I've done coffee reviews, just not in beer. You know, it's just not a combo that I find appealing. So, can I say I wouldn't recommend this one? Honestly, no. As far as the various coffee beers I've ever tried, this one's not offensive. It's milder. I think I could handle it. I may finish this one, may not. But there is one more to go. And finally, we have Maple Baked Bacon Pumpkin Spiced Red Ale, Mom's Maple Syrup. I've actually had like maple infused beers before that are pretty tasty, so expectations are high on this one. Let's hope they don't let us down. There is a legend here. Oh yeah. Thank God the Kool-Aid guy didn't show up. This pumpkin red ale has a rich malty backbone of toasted caramel candy sweetness. We used a blend of smoked malts from Weyermann Malt in Germany and a touch of salt to achieve a soft, natural smoked bacon flavor that balances with the sweet caramel notes. We add real pumpkin in the mash and natural maple to finish the round out pumpkin candied bacon theme. Pumpkin candied bacon. That's not exactly a combo you ever really expect to hear in your life. So let's see how this pours. This actually looks more like a brown ale to me than a red one. But I'm not exactly an expert, so what do we get off the note? Only faint hints of the maple. That's got me a little hesitant, you know. It's like with the caramel one, you get that from the first whiff. This, yeah, it's definitely not as pronounced. So let's see what they have in store for us. That is a lot saltier than it is maple. I mean, there is a maple hint there, but I gotta be honest, the maple and the pumpkin I don't think is a good combo, which is kind of disappointing. You'd think that would actually go better together, like, you know, maple syrup on pumpkin pancakes, but no. In this case, I cannot recommend. Maybe if they pronounced it a little more so it is not as overpowered by the pumpkin and the sheer salt. And as far as that being a taste reminiscent of bacon, nah. And I freaking love bacon. What person with a functioning brain cell does not? But yeah, this is, I honestly can't say I'd recommend this one. That's disappointing. But normally they're pretty good. This one, I think they got a little too ambitious for their own good. I'm not going to finish that. So that was the O'Fallon Pumpkin Beer Sampler Pack for this year. There are some other ones. Let's see if I get into those. So happy Halloween season, folks. Thank you for watching, and thanks for being patient with some of my recent absence. Trying to rejoin the world after some stress the last several weeks. Thank you all for liking, watching, and subscribing. Eat, drink, and be scary, and I'll see you next time.